as Calypsonian. Yes, I come to this conclusion, man. I say a change in my profession. I live in my fans or a congregation. Yes, I turn in a preacher man. Before you say it's aberration, let me justify my decision. I can't take the hours up in the night writing, all in the morning melody creating. And when for hell's sakes you think he don't know, he's more hours up in the studio. I find being a pastor it's easy, cause the Bible it done right already. Don't have to chase promoter for money, and he have ushers collecting for he. And still, no bills to pay, free food, free car to drive, free house to live easy just to survive. I ain't want to be no blasted entertainer, mama, papa, I wanna be a pastor. Nothing is stopping me this year from making that switch. I'm going behind the altar just to get rich. I want to live on society like a lich, mama, papa, I go in and preach. Oh yeah, yeah. Hear me? I can't have talent for nothing, but I have to make some judgments. This entertainer thing ain't working. My future headed for the trench. A living out party for social meeting. Yes, I'm changing all of my friends. I know some of them will say I am Judas. It's a display of my discontent. I tired get exploited and disregarded, because Calypso is fully represented. Persistent fight between two associations put us in a dormant situation. I want them to look, take an example. Conference of churches organized successful. One head for body, it working well good, helping towards one common goal. But we choose to fight, backstab each other. Behind one little measly $30,000. If I suck a monarch money, turn me a murderer. Mama, papa, I wanna be a pastor. Why so much a rage, anger and malice? Beating up a judge for a finalist. Before them boys plan to give me some licks. Mama, papa, I go in and preach. La da 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 da. Oh yeah, yeah. La da da da. Hear me? I know by now all you're saying. Short free making sense. The things that this young man relating to is damn well evident. You put yourself in my position. Tell me, how will you choose? Won't it be love, money and prosperity over hypocrisy and feud? In this life we all face adversities, but the trick is how you respond. Will you be valiant confronting your foes, or be abused while you sit around? Well, I'm sure I know the answer to that, cause my friends, you are no fools. It's only Calypsonians from this country that backward and stubborn like mules. So I choose to leave them in a Tagawa, pulling for Calypso, groovy and soca. Like Talfrey just say, on your mother wa. Mama, papa, I wanna be a pastor. I choose to perform at the church worship, endless wedding and funeral service. I still have me fame with a fat pocket. Mama, papa, I go in and preach. For God so loved the world, He gave His only begotten Son. Ba-ba-da-bam. A girl in Calypso. Adabadam. Oh. Adu dang dang day. As you can tell me, ain't on no pasta. I took some time carefully reconsider. It would be foolish to abandon a dying culture. Oh yeah, yeah. The voice of Kaiso ringing in my cabeza. Don't you leave me out here to die. Can't you see? You were sent to reclaim my integrity. Rescue me from these vultures. Anxiously awaiting my death. A bunch of conniving pretenders strangle me because of just what they can get. Representation for themselves. They ain't capable of dead. Come back for me. I so in a state of emergency. Instantly, me mind change. Me mind change. I change me mind. Just so I'm not letting go of this sweet guy. So me heart tell me no, chat me no. Me mind change. Me mind change. Not giving up, not at all. Tell them they go see, undoubtedly, me beside shit till recovery. Adabadam, a girl named Calypso. Adabadam, oh. Adu dang dang day. So walk away from me now, young fella, or abandon me like your father. You got to endure. You cannot hold under pressure. Oh no, no. Actions speak much louder than words they say. Time for you play your part. Stay and sing. Revival depends on strength of a team. You and your fellow Calypsonians got to pull together. The aim is to make sure I'm in good hands and healthy for the next generation. Don't you dare walk out on them like your forefathers walked out on you. If it makes them less of men, then tell me what it makes you. Right then I knew that me mind change. Me mind change. I change me mind. I say I'm not going anywhere. And this time I come with a real purpose and I'm stronger mentally. Me mind change. Me mind change. I won't betray you, my love. I promise fidelity. The barriers of neglect will fall most definitely. You go see. Adabadam, girl named Calypso. Adabadam, oh. Adu dang dang day. For 11 months I'm nobody, invisible like the Almighty. Yes, they ignore my plea for urgent attention. Oh yeah, yeah. I've been pushed aside and alienated. Not a single gas from the eye. But when that 12th month comes, see how they gather with smiles. Sweet are their words into my ear like my own melodies. They try to impress by boasting how they were my friends for 15 plus years and more. Yes, I'm begging, please to come rescue me from this beast named hypocrisy. They only love guys so just when they want the money. Run them for me. Me mind change. Me mind change. I change me mind when I see they take that knife and backstab she. Senior Calypsonians collect the check and then turn their back on me. Me mind change. Me mind change. All those freeloaders must stop. Ride on she back. I'm telling them flat. It's time for the walk and try to pay back. Left she back, hot, hot, hot. Hadabadam. That girl named Calypso. Hot, hot, hot. Hadabadam.
that you love them. Tell them that you want them, baby. You're just the woman of the night. You know I walk in kiss, and you know I liking this. What the beauty of your lips, it's really hypnotized me. Boom, but who is holding you tonight? Who is kissing them so right, Lord? Who is dancing with you tonight? You just the woman of the night. You just the woman of the night. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that you want them, baby. You just the woman of the night. The beauty of a woman is right in front of she. But the tight white jeans she wear, and her body looking authentic. Who is holding you tonight? Who is kissing them so right, Lord? Who is dancing with you tonight? You just the woman of the night. You just the woman of the night. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that you want them, baby. You just the woman of the night. Without any woman in this carnival, when a woman jamming on me and I'm jamming back and she too loud. Boom. Who is holding her tonight? Who is kissing her so right, Lord? Who is dancing with you tonight? You just the woman of the night. You just the woman of the night. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that you want them, baby. You just the woman of the night.
Woman of the night. You just the woman of the night. Baby. Woman of the night.
Don't watch me so. Don't watch me so. Don't watch me so. Afraid your eyes.
Don't stop the progress. Don't stop the progress. Don't stop the progress. Don't stop it. 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 Don't stop the progress. Don't stop the progress.
You have a wings in the back. Boom. Look the man in the back. Hey, yeah. I love me woman with big bottom. I really love woman.
And good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name's Sheldon Scott. I'll be here with you until the 8 o'clock hour. Now, 5 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle. Let me put that mobile phone on. Let me take off the, right. Stay silent. Right. Yeah. Little phones are to be seen and not heard. Nice. Folks, yes, it is a wonderful Tuesday on the Spice Isle of Grenada. And indeed, we will be interacting with you tonight. We say a special good night to the listeners via 91.9, 91.5 Real FM, broadcasting out of beautiful Sauters in St. Patrick. And our friends joining us via 94.9 out there in beautiful Brooklyn. We Noise Radio. Those of you joining us via YouTube, gonna shout out, do the shout outs in a short while. And those of you joining us via Facebook. Nice.
Say she go in the gym, cause she want to get more trim. But I know what I used to hold before.
And we are opening the phone lines pretty early tonight. Yeah, we're going to open the phone lines early tonight, 440-7377. I was in the process of preparing a special program for tonight, but I'm kind of holding back. Reason being, a lot of stuff was said in Parliament today. I want to be able to go through properly and add it to what I already have prepared. Now, today, and many of you may not have known, I had a very close family member who passed to the great beyond, and today I spent actually the morning period dealing with that particular one. Yeah, the funeral, everything was this morning. And this afternoon, I had one or two other things doing, so I was not able to complete some things, including listening to today's Parliament sitting in its entirety. So I want to be able to listen that over a little later tonight and then put forward a proper program in relation to that. For now, I am opening the phone lines. Let me just give you all some information, though, in relation to Tropical Storm Brett. Let me just turn this. Yeah. What me? I want to turn now. You have to turn. Yeah, nice, right. Yeah, let me give you all some information in relation to Tropical Storm Brett. And this is coming out from the National Disaster Management Agency. And Tropical Storm Brett to affect Lesser Antilles. The Meteorological Office at the Maurice Bishop International Airport has informed the National Disaster Management Agency that at 5 p.m., the center of Tropical Storm Brett was located near latitude 12.2 north, longitude 48.6 west. Brett is moving towards the west near 18 miles per hour, and this general motion is expected to continue for the next several days. On the forecasted track, the center of Brett is expected to move across portions of the Lesser Antilles on Thursday afternoon into Thursday night, and then move across the Eastern Caribbean Sea on Friday. Maximum sustained winds have increased to near 45 miles per hour with higher gusts. Additional strengthening is forecasted during the next day or so, and Brett is expected to be a tropical storm when it reaches the Lesser Antilles on Thursday. That's the day after tomorrow. Huh? Nice. Tropical storm force winds extend up to 45 miles from the center. The estimated minimum central pressure is 1,006 millibars. Rainfall total amounts of 4 to 6 inches with maximum amounts of 10 inches are possible across portions of the Lesser Antilles from Guadeloupe southward to St. Lucia. Right, Guadeloupe to St. Lucia. Right? Rainfall amounts of 2 to 4 inches are possible across Barbados and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The heavy rainfall could lead to flash flooding, especially across areas of higher terrain. Isolated urban flooding is also possible. Grenada can expect partially cloudy to overcast and breezy conditions with some brief to scattered showers and a possible isolated thunder shower. Please note that Grenada and its dependencies are not, and I repeat, are not, and I repeat again, are not under tropical storm watch or warning. Let me read that last line again because some people hear everything else again. As I said last night, I'll say it again. Some people hear everything else except the last line. Please note that Grenada and its dependencies are not under tropical storm watch or warning. All right? We will be affected by the system as it's passing. It will cause rainy conditions, breezy conditions, 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. So you know that means that areas that usually flood. So those of you in the town of Grenville with businesses and so in the town of Grenville, yeah, prepare yourselves for the possibility of flooding on Thursday. All right? So please prepare yourself for the possibility because we know when the rain falls, especially if you have high tide, and so we know what goes on in Grenville. So those of you in Grenville, for instance, prepare yourself. Those of you in the south of the island, in particular in Montrouge, right, that know that you usually may have a flooding problem, Montrouge, I know there's that problem in Woodlands, which hasn't been, they've done some work in that area, so I know it's not as bad as it used to be, but the possibility is still there. I realized there was an issue entering into Lansapine now when it comes to flooding. I do not know if with the construction that has recently taken place there, if it has fixed, addressed, or if it has caused further hindrance to that problem. But we know entering Lansapine, we know that there's a flooding issue entering there as well. Montrouge and the Tonga St. George. And other areas where you know there's usually flooding, and so Baltazar and so on. So folks, you know where the areas that they're usually flooding and that sort of thing. We're expecting more rain than usual on Thursday. Put your house in order. Put your things in place. All right, just in case. And remember, the track as it is right now takes it above St. Lucia. All right, that's the track as it is right now. This is a tropical storm. Well, it's tropical storm. It can change direction. So make sure that even though we're hearing it going north of us, that we still prepare just in case it comes south. All right, and it passes close to or even over our island. All right. So regardless of your hearing that it's passing north of us, still prepare just in case, because these things, it's not like they're operating with somebody pushing them and saying go so or go so, you know. Sometimes they hear they're going that way, next minute they're going the other way. All right, so still prepare, and you should be prepared. The hurricane season has started, so make sure that you are ready just in case anything. You are ready just in case such a system passes our way. But we know at least to expect rain conditions and so on Thursday. I'm surprised I was hearing about I did pick up part of the news when I was on the way here, and I heard the minister with responsibility for youth and so speaking about the Imani program and their failure. Here, he was probably thinking it's an achievement, but their failure in relation to how they are managing that program. In fact, they have failed so bad that now they're looking to pass it on to the National Training Agency. Instead of working in conjunction with the National Training Agency, they've decided, hey, the minister is a boo-boo, he's a failure. Yeah, the two advisors waste our time. Yeah, the waste of, just put them in the recycling. In fact, we're even recycling them. Just throw them, right? The two advisors in that ministry, just throw them. No recycling, right? So he has decided that, all of them is a waste of time. So even with one minister and two, I think it's two ministers because he still have a senior minister. He's a minister of state. I think still have a senior minister over him. And two advisors, they are unable to handle the Imani program. So they've decided to pass that on to the National Training Agency. Instead of managing the program, ensuring that they expand the program and so on, and they offer new and exciting opportunities under the program, their way of dealing with the program is pass it on to the National Training Agency. And then they've been dealing with it. Sister Kate, Skeeter Lois, give me a call if you can. Yeah, they've been dealing with it in the way of, okay, it's the Imani program, and now we are getting people placed into permanent placement. Hello, that's nothing new. Yeah? We've had people that didn't even spend a good 3 months in the Imani program because as soon as they got the opportunity to get training in a place, they did so well that that business place took them. I know of trainees, for instance, that went into different financial institutions. I won't call the name of the particular financial institution, but I know that there was once 3 trainees went into a financial institution, and within the first month, the financial institution said, hey, here's what. This one, we are sending this one back to you, but you see these two? We are not keeping them under the program. We are taking them permanently because those individuals displayed such professionalism that institution decided, hey, I'm going to hire them one time. Yeah? And there are many other instances of that they didn't even have to wait to complete a 2 years or complete even a 6 months. That institutions decided, hey, we are hiring this person. This person is so good. But they got their foot in the door through the Imani program. So I'm really looking to see what is the new vision under now the National Training Agency for the Imani program. I think basically what has been happening is that they're just saying that we're passing it on. to the National Training Agency, so that the National Training Agency will now have to proceed with the removal of people from that program. So they wouldn't be able to say, well, okay, all it was working while it was under the Ministry of Youth. Understand the tricks and thing here. All of you all were working when it was under the Ministry of Youth, but now we have placed it under the National Training Agency. So if you all go home, it's not us to blame, it's the National Training Agency. Don't blame us. It's the National Training Agency send all you home. Right? And the same with those, don't blame us. That's the perception of what I'm getting that they're attempting to do. So you have two advisors, ministers. Well, somebody was telling me earlier, they sent a message, but I didn't hear it for myself, that certain people saying certain people in advisor. Well, I really need to hear that because the contracts we see saying different. Ent, Django, nice, right? Yeah. So we really need to get some more information in relation to what is happening. These individuals are not seeking to develop anybody. Within the first 6 months, and I continue to say that, in fact, forget the first 6 months, within the first year, at this point, the New National Party already had roughly about 3,000 young people who were unemployed, unengaged, and basically unbothered because they were trying to get into the job market, they were trying to get training, they were trying to get opportunities, and they were just sitting at home. Nothing was available for them. The New National Party, on coming into office in 2013, within the first year, was able to have at least 3,000 of them under the Imani program engaged. Many of those have already found permanent employment. We're not saying all found permanent employment. Some of them were able to start their own businesses. Some of them were able to do different things. So we're not saying it has been perfect, but we're saying that how at least China, instead of just trying to pace it off onto the National Training Agency. We have a caller online. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Scott.
Hey, sir. How are you?
I'm alright for the time being.
All right. You go right ahead. You're live.
Right. Mr. Scott, from information this morning, it is said by the Minister of Youth that they only have one advisor.
Oh, yeah? That is not what we saw.
Right. And he said that over 1,200 persons came in sometime, I think it's March or May. And as far as he's concerned, he doesn't know if they are getting a stipend or if they are home.
They came in when? Wait, hold on. He said they came in when? When did they come in?
Before the LMP left office.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is that if you have 1,200 persons getting a stipend, how you as a minister is not shorting with a stipend?
And this is, we're talking about a year later, you know.
Yes. How you, the minister, must be aware whether they're getting a stipend or not, because that the money have to be paid and the ministry must be accounting for it. So, I don't know. I think you should examine that first, because something is wrong with it.
It just shows the incompetence of the individual to even stand up and make a statement like that and think that it's a proper statement to make. That you are the minister, you're saying there are over 1,000 people that are, as far as you know, are under the program,
yes,
but you're not sure if they're being paid or not being paid?
And he goes
what kind of dunce thing is that?
That there's a Imani, somebody that is under the Imani, who is 71 years, and some who is 60. Well, somebody has to be blind or ember.
Well, if those persons are under the Imani, did he say if those persons are trainees or if those persons are the people who are monitoring those who are under the program?
He did not indicate that. He said that.
But you see how the display smart.
They found out that somebody was 71 years and is under the money.
No.
And a few is in the 60s.
But he has to point out whether these people are the supervisors, whether these people were working in some aspect of the program,
but if they're
trainees, because I'm positive.
Because if a person who is 71 years is in it, there must be there some, advisor or something like that. Well, how you could have somebody 71 years as Imani when they specify how much is Imani, the age for Imani. Something is not right, and I hope you could do some investigation there.
Oh, definitely, because as I said, I had not heard the Parliament sitting today because I was out for the majority of the day. I did not hear the Parliament sitting, but I'm very, very interested in listening over later tonight, yeah?
apart from that, they give a fairly good account of themselves, both sides. But the bill, I think they had what 1 or 2 bill, and it passed you, where it's talking about in the NIS, people get people who children that would be entitled for NIS, whether the parent is lawful or not. Once you can identify that the person is a child of the person, in other words, if the child is if the person is not a biological child of the person, and the person go with them as a child, adopted children would be considered as children.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, I understand. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much, my brother.
Cool.
All right. 440-7377. That's a 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside. Now, you see, that's the way that they speak, and that's the way that they try to trick people. So it's simply, oh, there's somebody under the program that's that age. But is the person a trainee? Because I can guarantee you that he's lying if he says that there's somebody of those ages that was a trainee under the program. There may have been individuals who were supervisors, who were mentors, or carried out some other role under the program. But definitely not trainees. But you see, they just make these open statements, and people are supposed to just believe everything they say. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Brother Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
Oh, everything,
Bro,
man.
there's something wrong with your phone here, and I don't know what it is.
Hello?
I was thinking it's my phone line, but there's something wrong with your phone.
Okay,
It's-
better now? Well, I'll call back.
But go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, Brother Sheldon. Brother Sheldon, you know what I would like to see? This government do before the 23rd of this month, as achievement, the money, the $2,000 they take as a traveling allowance, they should give it back. They should give them back that money.
Sweet dreams, brother, because you had to be dreaming to think they're giving that one back.
No, that actually as achievement if they give it back. And even some of the money that the previous government used to be working for, right? They should do a reduction. But Sheldon, none of the ministers of them in different ministry, you could say they achieve anything. For a lack of achievement, they should reduce on what they get it, because they don't deserve it. Because people who work hard, and they deserve to be paid properly, right? They were sent home. Some of them, of not all didn't get money, especially the faith-based workers. They did not get money. Some of them securities that work hard. I was constantly working, securing the government building. They were sent home. And you have ministers there who there, and all what they're doing, riding, buying big ride, and posing up on television. That is the achievement of this government. And Brother Charlotte, I want to say again to the Greenland people, because they will do all kind of things, and they afterwards they think you forget, and they come back and try to bribe you with more things. And Brother Charlotte, as the minister was saying, they have belly and guts. They really have belly and guts, Brother Sheldon, to send home people who they think to vote for NMP, and then still want to go wrong and tell the NMP supporters, some of the supporters, they don't even know some of their own supporters, to vote for them, and you're treating them in a manner what is not inhumane. Because people working, they are the family. You're getting rid of them, right? They're getting rid of children go to school. So if the person who is responsible for making sure that children go to school, they pass in by children, and they see these young people home, you want to go out and deal with the parents and tell the parents why you don't send the children to school? After you take out a father and a mother, take out the bread from their mouth, how they will send the children to school? They may willing, but they don't have. Why could you do to them? How could you blame them and say they don't send the children to school? Because a child could only function, Brother Sheldon, when they get a proper meal on morning. So based on the distance again, where they live in, they must have money to pay bus. And when you take away the bread from their mouth to feed their children, what do you want them to do? Sometimes you might go and do something wrong to get you may have thing in the garden. You may have to go and take it, but eventually what happens when you ready for things, everything is gone. Because it's not easy, brother Sheila. When you know you're working and you not any fault of yours, you lost your job, and then you have to go home. Father watching, mother watching, one they can't help it. It is not easy. While you have ministers traveling. Like every day they're traveling, bring back nothing. Right? Who's seeking the interest of the poor class of people? Nobody's seeking the interest. They're on their own. And then you want to come back now and tell people to support, to vote for you. Greater people must be crazy in the mind to go back and vote for this government.
We're still a good while off from voting, eh? We're still
I
a good while off from
but
voting.
I know, you know, I kind of one of the ministers, we could do that now. And then we will forget, so then next year they'll come and sweet talk and promise us something again. But I was saying to the greater people, remember, don't forget the history. Because if you forget the history, Brother Sheldon, you will continue to make the same mistake. And I always say you will forget, but you will forgive, but never forget what a man did to you. So, Brother Sheldon, have a blessed night.
All right, thank you. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Yeah, no, I didn't get into the shout-outs tonight, but we start already, so you all gonna excuse me for tonight. All right, 440-7377, and you know, here, Harrow, blessed, yes, 440-7377. Now, one of the things I made sure is a thing called critical thinking, how to think properly, is very important. If you don't have that, people can trick you. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, sir.
Good night, sir.
The issue that started off the conversation to the extent that my good friend, Mr. Bridgman, I know you don't mind I calling his name.
No, go ahead,
we
man.
need to talk. We need to talk. Me and him need to talk. I called him how much times and I didn't get through with him.
Mm-hmm.
You heard exactly what I heard? He explained basically the way I said it initially. But how much of some people could stand in this place where people twisting? I'm an analyst by nature. Let me say that. Honestly, I have no problem in saying it. I'm not boasting. Prospectively, that's how my mind works. And I'm seeing so much anomalies in the processing of that parliamentary process that it is obnoxious and senseless. When it was said relative to the Imani situation that need an answer, here was Ron Reddit, and a guy who honestly for the past 4 or 5 years maybe, I started hearing him sounding very sensible. I know he made a blunder or he was flustered when the Prime Minister had an interview and he was part of it. The Prime Minister had to finish his sentence. It sounds ugly and stupid. I know what politics amount to when it comes to that. But then again, too, the guy is young. Give him credit. I'm well learning. He could be my son, maybe, most likely. When I say most likely in that age
No, I understand.
group.
Age-wise, yeah.
Age-wise, right. That's the point. I hope it wasn't misinterpreted. Sorry. Anyway, here comes the guy. Nowadays, he's kind of a boastful and becoming arrogant. But let me correct you about something actually. He said or acknowledge or confirm that he has only one advisor, and that advisor is the former minister who threw away the Imani when he was the minister responsible, and at the same time he gave them the assurance that hello, everything will be fine with you all. And there he is now in that ministry as an advisor. So listen to the correlation of issues. The Prime Minister having to complete a sentence for Ron Redhead, recognize most likely, very much so likely, that the guy doesn't belong to that completion of understanding. So that he need now older, wiser folk who made sure that he got rid of the Imanis. Now, don't think I'm defending the Imanis automatically, right?
I understand.
But in the given situation, I hardly hearing you, I say, but I'm not speaking. And I kind of hearing you. But in the given situation, if the former minister during the 2008 and 13 or 12, end of 12 administration is going to be the best advisor to what is now a situation where, for example, the present youth minister is saying that he doesn't even know what is going on with the program. You see how dumb
my
my
brother, you're in an area and there are certain things being said behind you that are coming through. You need to move away from there and give me a call back.
Well,
because I cannot continue the conversation with some of what I'm picking up there. You need to move away or you need to call back.
Well, I'm moving. I'm moving. Are you hearing me better?
No, it's not a matter of hearing you. My problem was I was hearing some of what was going on behind. And if I'm hearing it, I'm pretty sure the general public heard some of it.
Shop, eh?
No, you need to move. You need to move. Yeah.
But I'm moving.
Yeah.
So I'm asking if you hear me better.
Yeah, go ahead now. Yeah.
But as much as I said, if I have to do the analysis of the whole situation, when you have a minister claiming inside of Parliament that he's not assured or he's not actually aware of what is going on with 1,002 thereabouts amount of people who the ministry was supposed to be responsible for making sure that the program initiated was going to continue. Here comes the problem. Where in the process, money, and that's what your first caller, and that's what I said from the beginning of the whole, hearing him saying it. The caller pointed out to y'all, or whoever is hearing, that here's a situation where money is being paid, whether it's stipend, and what stipend could be, I don't know. Stipend could be almost a salary in some people's cases, where you could get $800 and something. Apparently stipend has been a consistency about $800 and something in Grenada for a long while. I don't know exactly. I'm not a ministerial person or inside of the ministry actual issues. But here's the problem. If there is a continuation of the program underground, as you might say it, he is so obnoxious in the words he spoke today. I heard him loud and clear. And when he spoke, I said, wait now. That guy understand what he just said? Hello. I'm at work. I do building. Construction, I mean. But my radio is always on about what is going on. And when I tune, hoping to hear somebody on GBN this morning, I heard the Parliament is open. I didn't hear the news before that Parliament was going to be today. And what has consistently showed up, which is something I have normally a problem with, they go and pass one bill and that's it. They pass one bill, or the people involved in Parliament who is controlling Parliament pass a bill and that's it. Maybe in the next 3 months you might hear another bill coming. Hello. Shouldn't Parliament be an every month thing? What are you working for? Not to present the situation to people? Even the whole issue of press conference on Tuesday, which has been traditional by the former government ministers. I'm not complaining actually that it should actually be every day, every Tuesday. But at the same time, it makes sense. Because you have cabinet on Mondays as traditional, or I don't know if it's a law. I've never actually went into the law aspect of it.
It's not a law.
If there's a law.
It's not a law. It's just
it's not a law. It's a traditional, process thing. And I'll tell you this. I've been part of a cabinet meeting since I was a little boy in 1970 what? What it was? 75, 76? Anyway, 75, I think it was, in Mr. Gary's cabinet. And I knew from that time it was actually every Monday. But it could have changed, and I didn't know because I was out of the country for a while. But here comes the issue that where you have cabinet every Monday as normal, it is traditionally consistent, and you have no information coming from what are the decisions that will control our life, if it's going to control my life. But if it's going to control our life, as you might say it, I might not have a choice because I have to go along with certain things. Now,
And caller, we need to wrap it because you've been there for quite a long time. So you need to wrap now.
Yeah. But you have a situation now where the 4th of July would be a holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been hearing people trying to talk about the connection between 4th of July here and 4th of July in America. Now, the thing is that most people don't listen. I understand it could be necessary to recognize the value of CARICOM. But hello, I've said so much about CARICOM, even on calling programs like this one, that I don't think CARICOM makes much sense to us. We are at a disadvantage. But even if you're going to give a holiday, I cannot complain too much. You get the point?
Yeah.
And so, it is going to be a holiday, but let people understand it has no connection with the 4th of July holiday in America. But I heard a few guys talking earlier on today that seems to understand the 4th of July has a connection in America.
Okay, caller. So we're gonna wrap on the end of that statement.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
If that shows up, they need to get rid of it.
All right, thanks. All right, folks. Yeah, 440-7377. That's the number to call and get on to the inside. And yes, the caller made a lot of sense with what he was speaking about. I do agree with him. I think it is important for us to understand again as well the final point that he was making, where he was speaking about the 4th of July holiday that is upcoming, that the cabinet of Grenada has decided that the 4th of July will be a holiday this year. All right. I was listening to the Prime Minister when he was speaking in that interview the Monday night. And while he gave an indication of that being the case, he did not state it specifically that the Monday would be a holiday. But now we've heard that the Monday will be a holiday celebrating CARICOM Day. No, it does not have anything to do. It doesn't have anything to do with the 4th of July in the United States. It is being celebrated as CARICOM Day. Is it going to be celebrated every year as such? I do not think so. I think they're stating that it is only because this is the 50th anniversary that all of the islands within CARICOM are going to be celebrating that day as a holiday. Well, I know some of the countries, I haven't heard all of them, but some of the countries will be celebrating that day as a holiday. All right, so understand that no, there is no connection between that and what you hear taking place in the United States on that day as the 4th of July, their Independence Day, that sort of thing. 440-7377. And just to let you all know that tomorrow, they do have press conference tomorrow. So the media is invited to a virtual press conference to be hosted by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. So tomorrow morning from 9 a.m. Again, it will be facilitated by the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Sean Charles, because apparently the Minister of Health seems to be scared, afraid, incompetent to go on a press conference. Let me say it again. The Minister of Health, Lacko in the garden, hiding. Lacko in the garden, hiding from voters. So it will be facilitated by the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Sean Charles. He will provide an update on COVID-19 and in other words, he go in and tell all you tomorrow what I've been telling all you since yesterday and so, that we have a spike in COVID-19 cases, that there are other respiratory illnesses that's circulating and so on. So they're going and tell all you that take him. Go in and tell us that, right? I wonder if no, but why they put in Dr. Sean Charles to face these questions? And so we want Lacko. We want Lacko. We want to find out from Lacko. You're hiding him. Why are you afraid? So, why are you afraid to bring Lacko out? What? He do the diving vest again. Like Lacko do the vest again. Lacko vest disappear. We want to hear from Lacko. All you hiding Lacko from us. All you forget her.
NDC Heights.
see you show me the hell, show me the hell,
Show us, man.
show me the hell. Are we voting for Laco? Voting for Laco. We voting for Laco, Laco, Laco.
But we can't see him.
We voting for Laco, Laco, Laco.
Come on, Laco, you're hiding. Come on, no. When the come on, all you hear in the Ministry of Health. This is about the third one in a row. We can't see the Minister of Health showing up. We have a caller online. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Scott.
Good night, sir.
How you do, my friend?
I'm quite fine. How are you doing?
Blessed, man, blessed.
All
Well, I'm
right.
not doing too bad.
All right.
I just listened to you tonight, but I just want to ask you something. Because I heard that on work today. They were saying that the Canadian passport thing resolved in Grenada.
No,
Yeah?
that's not been resolved. That is a total unadulterated lie.
Because I saw a man play something for me on GBN saying that GBN say it is resolved.
He don't know what he's talking about. He hasn't understood what was being said.
What I hear
The other countries, let me repeat. Let me tell you what has happened here. The other countries have the visa-free travel. When I say visa-free, if
That's
they've
correct,
got
because I saw that.
right, so no, let me
I read up on that.
hold on. So if they have a U.S. visa, so you must get a visa. So if they have a U.S. visa, they can go into Canada. And if they have already had a Canadian visa within the last 10 years, even if it's expired now, they
I saw
can
that.
now enter into Canada. That is one.
Right.
Now, in the case of Grenada, they are saying no matter what, even if you have a US visa, you still have to apply for a Canadian visa. And even if you had a Canadian visa within the last 10 years, you still have to apply for a Canadian visa. That is not what the other countries have. That
Okay.
remains the case for Grenada. What they have said for Grenada is that they are going to expedite the process. In other words, if it used to take 5 months for you to get the visa, it will take 5 weeks. They've put Grenada
Okay.
on a fast track list. So when the Canadians realized that Grenadians were up in arms, speaking about the fact that the other islands got and Dominica and Grenada did not get, they announced the following day that Grenada is getting, I think they call it Canada Plus or something like that, that Grenada is getting expedited visa processing. So it's not that we're getting no visa, it's that we get expedited visa processing. So we still have to get a visa, but that the process is being speeded up for Grenada and Dominica, which in my
Okay,
sense
then.
don't really make a difference because it's the same thing you're going through.
Okay, so you still have to get a visa.
You still have got to get the visa.
Oh, my brother. Well, thanks again.
Yeah, so I think what has happened is that information has been twisted by a lot of the NDC activists out there. They've twisted that information to give the impression that now Grenada has joined the other islands with the visa free. So
Because that's what the man is saying to me. Even
yeah.
though he can speak one word and he get everything to
No,
fruition.
and I think some of them are not, and I like to give Jackie Jacket. I don't think some of them are being malicious. I don't think they are saying it in the sense of, well, we're trying to fool people because when you try to go Canada, you go find out anyway. I think they for themselves don't understand what they're talking about.
Right.
Yeah, because how the Canadians put it out, some people may have said, oh, well, it looked like they had forget Grenada and Dominica and they put them in. No, that's not the case. Grenada and Dominica have been left out from that program.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that where they've been left out and they call all the other countries like the Philippines, Morocco, and all these other countries.
Yeah.
I saw all
St.
of that.
Kitts, St. Lucia, Trinidad,
Trinidad,
Uruguay,
and all these places and
yeah.
them.
So I think that it's a lack of understanding. And the thing is, if you don't understand something, ask a question. But I think a lot of, like you're doing.
That is the allegation that's going around right now.
Yeah.
That Deacon did get back the, because they say that we NNP put Grenada under the blacklist. Because of the blacklist, we couldn't get visa, we had to get visa restriction to
so
go to.
NNP that put St. Lucia and St. Kitts and Trinidad and Uruguay and all these other countries
Well,
that just
them,
get, NNP put them under restriction too?
I saw that, I said, but how come them get?
But no, but that means that
they-
all of them were under visa restriction as well. So I'm asking, since they're saying NNP that put Grenada under that, remember this happened after September 11th, is it a case that NNP put all these other countries under it too?
That's correct. But what I tell them, I say, is because of your Prime Minister going and sell passport for Russian.
Well, I'm hearing the figure of 900 plus passports being sold in X amount of time, but we'll get into that one tomorrow night.
But I heard it's more than that.
I know I like details, so I'm trying to get details in relation to certain
according to
aspects.
them fellas, is alleged.
It's alleged.
From someone.
All right, my brother.
It's alleged. All right, brother, love.
All right, thanks. 4407377. I think we have a call online. Good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Good night, my love. How are you?
Fine.
And again, let me apologize again. I apologize one way. I'm apologizing to you directly for the other night. All right, my dear?
All right. But
I hope
something I was going to say good. I didn't mean any bad.
I hope my apology is accepted.
Yes. I want to say somebody needs in the NMP like Mr. Peter David or Oliver Joseph, right? They need to come out and say something about this visa thing, because I hear a lot of people saying that they don't have to get the visa to go to Canada.
Well, let it try
so
that.
They need to come and explain to the people. I understand it because I've been going to Canada since he didn't have no visa. When they come and they implement the visa, I had to get my visa. Right now, next month, my visa expires, so I have to go and get the visa to go to Canada. So somebody have to come out and explain to the people about it. Thank you, Sheldon.
I think that's important. Thank you very much. Yes, and I think that we do need someone to explain the entire process. Yeah, but all those who saying that they don't need visa to go to Canada, try and book a flight and you will find out different. Yeah? No, honestly, this is not playing politics with the issue. This is telling you what the reality is. The reality is that Grenada is still not included in the countries that do not need a visa to enter into Canada. All right? We have a call online. Good night.
Hello, good night again, eh?
Yeah, no, you had a very long time, so you have 1 minute.
I know.
Yeah,
well,
1
hello.
minute. Go ahead. Yeah.
Please.
Go ahead.
I heard the Prime Minister answer a question that was something I used words that is hard to take in, obnoxiously senseless. And this is what the Prime Minister said. When he was asked the question, how do you explain or what is going on with the issue of Grenada not having that visa-free issue? He said, ask the Canadians that question so that they would have to answer. That's what the idea is about, or the concept or the perception of differences find itself showing up. Ask the Canadians. I don't know. That he's saying. No foolish talking here. But he knows it is not because of the Russians. Well, okay, he might know for sure. How come he know? Then answer the question. Now, there's a complication about this whole issue that the Russians are here, or some few Russians, whoever they are, maybe they defect, because there has been defection. I don't know the fact. But what has been happening and showing up is that when the Prime Minister has the opportunity to answer a question, the confusion is more created. Because there is no way he could make sense that he cannot answer the question why the Canadians gave up on us, as you might say, to give visa-free entry, and still he knows that is not because of whatever factor he tried to infraction into. So you put an infraction and then you are right. Mathematics don't work that way.
All right,
and
my
you don't
brother.
know who you're talking to, except we stupid. Mathematics don't work that way. Pure and simple.
All
You
right, my
understand what I
brother.
just said?
I understood perfectly what you said. All right, my brother?
Mathematics don't work that way.
Thank you very much.
He's a liar, but careful.
All right. Thank you so very
Mathematics
much.
don't work that way.
4407377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside. St. Patrick, a special good night to you. I'm still waiting since last night. I'm still waiting for different constituencies to tell me the achievements of their MP. Yeah, because today, you remember I was talking about St. John's last night, and today I find when I was listening to the early part of Parliament, I don't know if they got there earlier. Later on, I realized St. John's wasn't there, like the traveler again. But we're not hearing what has taken place. Fishermen in St. John, has what you're doing, as the ability to conduct your trade improved? people of St. John in general, agriculturists, whatever, have whatever you're doing, have improvements taken place in relation to what you're doing. We have a caller online. Good night.
Good night, Sheldon. How are you?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you doing?
All right. You see, this is the same thing. They're trying to play a kind of psychological effect with the marketing board. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You understand what is coming out now? They say it's making profit. Oh, yeah? I don't know if you heard the latest. It's making profit. Obviously.
Well, if it was making $0 and it's making $2 now, it's making a profit.
No, what I'm saying is this. If you had 90 people working and, I mean, how much? You only have, 8 or 7 people working right now? Obviously, you're going to see profit because, whatever's selling, you're going to see it rebuilding itself. Remember, you had 90 people before, and now you have 9. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You see the difference in it?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah? You see the difference of economy? I mean, I wasn't surprised for that because I was looking for that release to come out in that way. Yeah? But let's be honest. If you have a statement, I mean, that is obvious from a business point of view. You're going to have it less stuff. You're going to save the money for all the other 80, 90 people you sent home. Yeah?
Mm.
Yeah, so why is it, if you have, I mean, the statement that they wanted to close down after 6 months, so now what's going to happen now? Are they going to close it down or are they going to restart in a different form? Yeah?
Well, no, they did say that what they're going to do is that they're going to close down the Marketing and National Importing Board and open it back as another entity. Now, in order to close it down, they must bring that to Parliament because Marketing and National Importing Board was created by an act of Parliament. And to close it, they must bring an act to Parliament to close it, to wind it down, and probably then to start the new entity or whatever. But they must come back to Parliament with it. Yeah?
Will it be
One,
closed down? You see,
it will be closed. It will be totally closed down and scrapped as it is. It will be. It's just operating right now. Dealing with sugar, and they're dealing with 1 or 2 farmers in relation to taking in food stuff and so on for some farmers. Yeah? So 1 or 2 services that they're still offering, but they are going to totally close down the entity and start a new entity. That's what they said, that they're going to close it down totally and open a new one.
But you see, when the release like that come out now, there are people who are going to take these things and say, well, this is what is happening, that is what is happening. You know, they're showing, but speak the truth. There is no harm in speaking the truth. Come out and speak the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have to speak the truth. I mean, let the people understand full what they are up to, yeah?
Yeah, I agree.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, my brother. 440-7377, and we have a call online. Good night. Hello? 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 Okay, seems as though we lost that caller. Let's try the phone lines again. Hello, good night.
Sheldon.
Hi.
Sheldon, how you doing?
I am more than fine.
Sheldon, this is Mosquito here, boy.
Mosky, what you seen, boy?
Boy, a day. I'm trying to buzz, but it's like my wings wet.
Your wings wet?
Yeah, you look like you wet, boy. I got to go over a fan or
they smoke
maybe
you, man.
go over some fire.
They smoke you.
Sheldon, listen, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we as a people, I mean, we just speak on the various issues and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I was not expecting for things to come, you know, brought to my attention so quickly, no, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Look! Within 72 hours, Sheldon, you are telling me Grenada record 3 deaths.
Yeah,
Sheldon, this is a cause for concern.
I'm seeing that. The thing is, with the one on Sunday, sorry, I am awaiting the police report in relation to that matter, which is why I have refrained from commenting on it, because I think it is important for us to hear from the Royal Grenada Police Force first before delving into the issue in the public space. I realize a lot of people have jumped to conclusions already.
Which I understand that.
And I could understand why. I could understand the emotions attached and so on. But from a responsible point of view, I've decided to leave that one be for the time being. What I will say is that in all the speculation, what has been happening is that our country's image, regionally and internationally, is being tarnished. Yeah? And then to see that there was, I believe, a murder today.
There was a stabbing, right? You could say right in the heart of in the heart of the town of St. Patrick's.
My goodness.
I mean, this is not even 10 footsteps away from the police station in Sotels.
No. And
you know what?
And that means our murder. We have had more murders for 2023 so far, and we're just on the 20th of the 6th month. So we've had more murders in this year so far than we've had for the whole of last year.
Which you are most precisely right. But what I'm saying is the fact that while coming down to work this evening, because I choose not to drive, I decided to take a bus. The bus that I was on, the ambulance, they mashed up that bus, only to realize that the ambulance was rushing to actually get to St. Patrick's. But Sheldon, you know what amazes me is the fact that I stand to be corrected. But this ambulance was actually coming from Guave.
Oh, so there was none in St. Patrick?
But that's what I'm
picking up from you. So there's none in St. Patrick. The one from Guave had to go up.
Well, I'm left baffled. You understand? I'm left baffled. How does an ambulance from Guave have to rush to St. Patrick's to actually pick up? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. So you see why I'm telling you that St. Patrick's, out of all the constituencies, St. Patrick's, both east and west, are poorly developed. Poorly developed. And these are some of the issues I have always been clamoring on. You understand? I have always been clamoring on these sort of issues. And we are seeing it happening before our very eyes. You understand? Maybe if the ambulance was on the scene, if St. Patrick's had ambulance and they was there on time, sometimes we might have just heard that this gentleman, life was saved. But I mean, when you have to, I mean, it's too much happening under this government, and I'm yet to still finalize if we have a minister for security, because all these things are happening, and you are not hearing him, you are not seeing him, as if he's still in the celebratory mood or he's probably mourning. I really don't know. And these are some of the questions some of us need to ask ourselves.
And you see, they're speaking about achievements, and I'm still trying to see what achievements they're speaking about, because I'm hearing about, 1 year of achievement. Yeah, achievement on a personal level. You had people that came in that never worked a day in their life, that was broke, and that now very wealthy. You have people who bank account have it was, basically on a diet before and looked like it was on a starvation diet. Right now the bank account heavy. So I don't know if that is the achievement that they're speaking about. But you have these things taking place. In Grenada, one murder, and I often say that one murder is one too much. But to already get to the stage in June that you've had more murders than the whole of 2022 is something that we definitely have to take a look at it, and we have to address it.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot. And
luckily, we have a police force that is very, very excellent at solving crime. They have one of the highest rates in relation to solving crime anywhere. The Royal Grenada Police Force. These guys are they're really good. Luckily, we have that. But the society itself, we need to take a look at what is causing, what is pushing from the psychological level, what is pushing these crimes to happen. Yeah,
Sheldon, so much issues is there to actually see the reason why these are happening. When you're having young people does not have programs, government is not providing programs to keep these young folks mind preoccupied. When you have government, this current administration is sending home much more than that of actually creating jobs. When you have people have to think about where their bread and butter is coming from. You know, all these things are things people will get frustrated about. And when they turn to the left and they can't seem to see it, when they turn to the right and they can't seem to see it, you would have people vandalizing people's place. You would have so much of different things that happen. You understand? So much of different things can happen. You know, because of how things are being dealt with and things are being handled. You understand? So I mean, we can see it very clear. We can see it very clear. Some of us can see it with our naked eyes. Some of us may need the help of glasses to actually see that. Mm-hmm. You know, I was just fortunate enough to read something on the New Today newspaper. You understand? Mm-hmm. Where they was talking about the NDC administration is disgruntled and all this other thing and blah, 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 and after reading, it tells me that it's an actual NDC supporter that is actually speaking, you know. So I'm saying these things to say that there are a lot of people that is unhappy. There's a lot of people that is not pleased with the performance. And it's not just me, it's not just you. There are people who supported this current administration and they are not happy with the level of achievement that they are. They
lack
are
of achievement.
about.
Well, the lack of achievement.
You understand? Because you are not seeing anything. You are not seeing anything. St. George's now. You want to know if it's on a Sunday evening. You know, you might be in St. George's on a Monday and you wonder if it's a Sunday evening. Nothing is happening. Business places are complaining because the spending power is not as great. You understand? Mm-hmm. So I mean. I had about 2 to 3 persons calling me today and they said, Mosquito, I have to say thank you for keeping us afloat and keeping us well grounded. And I was like telling them, but it is what it is. We have to rally. Mm-hmm. We have to rally. But be sure to register and march on to the different outlets of where you have to get registered. Register because your vote would be needed. Your vote will determine whether or not you get a government that would remove us from this level of poverty, or you get a government that would continue with the same trend that we see NDC going along with. It's just painful, Sheldon. It's really, really painful, and it's so much questions, but you are not getting answers.
All right, my brother. Well,
I'd
like to
I don't want to
you.
sit along because longevity do have this place. But St. Patrick's, where he comes for
we buzzing in the morning?
Yes, I will be buzzing in the morning.
All right.
And I'm telling you, it's going to be fiery in the morning as usual. So you have a blessed night, my brother.
All right, no problem. Thank you so very much, bro. Yes, indeed. Yeah, the mosque. Yes, indeed. Kiami, I don't find her here. Kiami. Yeah. Camille Teresa Scott, where art thou? All right, Camille Teresa Scott, where art thou? Yeah, and folks, you're talking about the crime and those things that we're seeing. And I have a statement to make here, and I hope it's not taken out of context. It's in relation to something that I saw online. I'm gonna pull it up. Let me see if I could pull it up here. I'm gonna pull it up. Let me tell you all something. I have a problem with this. And my problem may not be where some people may think it is. My problem with this is I think you do not desecrate the Grenada flag under any circumstances. You can have your preferences, you can have your likes, you can have your dislikes, but you do not use your likes, your dislikes, your preferences, whatever it is, to desecrate my national flag. So if indeed the account that has done this does belong to La Luna Boutique Hotel and Villas, please issue an apology to us, the Grenadian people. Please remove this from your page, your social media pages and so on. Yeah? Do not desecrate. You could have taken a picture of the island and you could have put your thing on it and all of that. But you see my national flag, I have a problem when I see people walking with my national flag on Juve morning and throwing oil on it. I have a problem with it. Sometimes I just want to run and just grab the flag from them, but you know that is fight. I have a problem with that. Some people tend to think it's okay to take your national flag and put oil and you're playing jab and so on with your flag. I have a problem with that. And in the same way I have a problem with that and the way that we treat, the way that we carry our national flag. Yeah, in the same way that I have a problem with that, I have a problem with this. Yeah? Do not desecrate our national flag. So La Luna, if you all know that it is you all that do this, fix it. Yeah? Fix it. And apologize. Alright? Because that flag belongs to all of us. There are people, whether we agree with them, we don't agree with them, that have died. Yeah? Defending that Grenada flag. All you know what I'm talking about? So you know in 1983 when the Americans invade, even though you didn't agree with the soldiers, or you agree with the soldiers who were defending Grenada, they were defending that flag. They died for it. And it's high time that we as a people start to respect our national emblems. Respect our flag. Alright? I'm vexed about it. Nice. We have a call online. Good night.
Shalom, good night, Ade.
I want to make sure you're there.
No, Ade, good night to the Grenadian people, home and abroad, good night.
How are you
I
doing?
don't need to sleep going in my head, somebody saying, Camille TV, that's fat. Ade, man.
Don't worry, it's me that calling you.
Come up and I tired and I drop my sleeping.
Yes, girl.
Ade, man, good night to everybody, good night to everybody.
I know Patty and Matthew listening you.
Patty and Matthew, good night.
Yes, our two lovely people. We know they're listening you.
Everything all right, man. So everybody, all my friends in America, good night. Yeah. Shalom, you see I send a aisle to show you how much for aisle.
I see you send it, but I didn't see the thing because I said this afternoon.
Just send it to show you. $7 and 70 for a little bottle of oil.
My goodness.
I don't know if they don't have price control now that you could
but the price
they could have a price control officer going wrong in the different places.
The price of that is supposed to be going down because at the last budget, cooking oil was one of the things that they
$7 and 70 cents. It's a little supermarket and St. John's Street. I don't understand what's really going on in Grenada. You understand? I don't know. And then I see somebody post where a young man gets starved in St. Patrick. I mean, and nobody try to help that young man. Everybody stand up watching. Why they don't have to take picture and post it? You know, that is nice for the family to see. They must stop that.
And our condolences go out to the family, of course.
Yes, it's not nice at all. Yeah, but it's really rough. Yeah, when I don't hear me, sometimes I drop asleep, or sometimes I cannot do a credit on my phone.
Yeah.
Because every day I put out things and I have to put them back in even. Nobody don't buy in. You don't have money. I don't know what's going on in Grenada right now, you know. Yes. And I'm not interested in not know what Ron and them say and Prime Minister. I'm not interested in not knowing these people. These people are not good people in Grenada. So I don't want to hear about them. I don't want to listen to them. I don't want to hear nothing about these people and them. It's a bad mind.
Well,
anyhow,
I know you know where I was.
Good night. I'm going back and take a rest. I'm tired.
All right, bye there.
Good night to everybody.
Right. Good night, Camille.
Camille, man.
All right.
And the lady that passed there and dropped something for me, thanks very much. And thanks to all the people. And next thing, Sheldon, before I go, I know a lot of people are listening, even bushmen. You know, they have no respect for people on the buses. Nice, this man, when you take the buses, somebody number 8 zone, you have some young drivers, they have no regard for passengers. The music loud. You can't hear nothing. They deafening you. When you tell everyone, low down the music, They put it up more high. More high. They must have some consideration for people. The drivers. And they have to stop that. We need y'all and y'all need us. No consideration. These young men and them. You take below the music, they put it up more. So they don't care. Good night.
All right, my dear.
Bye-bye.
And let me say this as Cammy raised the issue of the music, because just this morning I was mentioning that to someone. And I'm saying this in the context of I don't think sometimes even the driver or the conductor is listening to the lyrics of what is being played on their bus. I think sometimes they're so looking to see where they get that next passenger from, where the other bus is coming up on them to grab the load that might be at the next bus stop, and so that they're not fully paying attention to what they are playing in the bus. Because I'm hearing some kind of lyrics. Yeah, I'm hearing some kind of lyrics traveling on buses these days. I ain't lying, I'm not impressed. That's why sometimes I just put the headphones in my ear and I have my device listening what I want to listen and so. But there are children on the bus. There are elderly folks on the bus who definitely not listening that type of music, and they probably in some instances they feel uncomfortable, but they're just afraid to talk. Right? So drivers, conductors, please pay particular attention to the music that you're playing on your buses. Yeah? In some instances, you have some guys that play so loud that they can't even hear when a person is knocking the bus trying to stop and so on, or when somebody's trying to give an instruction or so, you're calling the conductor to pay them, they can't even hear you. Because some people, very few though, I might say, but they play the music so loud. Cammy is correct. Some of them play the music loud, and when you tell them about it, they raise it even louder. Yeah? It is affecting the way that you do your job. But I'll tell you something else is affecting, and you'll find that out 5 and 10 years from now, that you're damaging your hearing. Speaking from personal experience as a younger guy, I'm traveling on the taxi and the maxi taxi, and so you want to go on the one with the big boom. But after a while, you realize that you're not hearing as well as you ought to be hearing. All right? So you need to be careful with that. And be very careful with the lyrics of what you're playing on the buses, particularly in the morning time when the children are taking the buses going to school and so. We have a call online. Good night.
Yeah, good night.
Good night. Yes, sir.
Yes, Tommy don't lie, because sometimes we walk down behind the bus driver and the conductor. They have to call out to the driver, Lloyd, and say, look, this passenger knocked him. They want to stop and slow down the music, and they don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does affect them, yeah.
It is happening right through Grenada.
Yeah, but you see what they're not realizing is it damages your hearing. Your hearing degrades over a period of time.
When the passenger ask them to slow down the music, the driver will slow it down, but when they come up already, he just put it back up high.
Mm-hmm.
So then when the passenger want to stop, but to drop it, they drop it, then sometimes where they knock the way you're supposed to drop them, they drop them further on because they don't hear what the conductor says.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand. All right, my friend. Thank you so very much. Folks, and let me tell you all, I want, I want 100 likes. I ain't seen the 100 likes, and I want 100 likes. Yeah, I want to see 100 likes. Let me see how much I see in there. Yeah, let me increase that. On the YouTube, everybody, hit the like button right now. Those of you that have not yet subscribed, subscribe. And the same thing goes on Facebook. Yeah, subscribe. All right, nice. So again, yeah, the one I was speaking about before, yes, please, if all you know is all you do that to our flag, please respect our flag. Respect our flag. Whether it's the jab that like to throw oil on flag and take a flag, you see a Grenada flag, the tip of it dripping with oil and think that is nice. No, that is a disrespect to the Grenada flag. All right, let us please respect our national emblems, be it our national flag, or be it our monuments, whatever it is, let us respect what we have. Yeah? Because some of us, we live here and we go other countries and we respect what they have. Respect what you have here. Dance a yard before you dance abroad. Yeah? Respect what we have here. All right? Nice. 440-7377. So as I told you all, the Ministry of Health, they're having that stuff tomorrow. We're still wondering where the Minister of Health is because it seems as though he's just hiding. We hear you going to international conference and talk about what what they're doing, the walkathon and these kind of thing, and the exercise and them kind of thing. Yes, all of that is important to healthcare. But Grenadians want to know that we could get a CBC test done and an electrolyte test done when we go to our health facilities, and we don't go there, that they're taking the blood and then telling us they're not sure if we're going to get results, or that we have to go and get it done privately and that sort of thing. We want to be sure that we can get those things. So, Mr. Minister of Health, it's time to stop running. Stop hiding. Stop jumping up. Stand up on the stage and tell us the truth of what is going on with our healthcare system. Stop trying to sacrifice Dr. Sean Charles. We have a call online. Good night.
Yes, good night.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Yes, sir. You're live. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I was, what I was saying, not only the busmen, not only the busmen with the noise. The vehicle passing in the street with the noise and like you busting your ears bell. I know
that's true.
What is the problem with that? You know, I know if the police look into that, the law should be looking into this kind of thing, because you there and you can, the music just passing right in front of you, no load, you're seeing all in Granville and you hear the noise and you go.
Yes, you're correct, caller.
It's well bad, you know.
Yes, you're correct.
Yeah. I feel that they should be looking into that. Okay, it's time. That's my point.
Thank you very much, caller.
Yeah.
All right, and we have a caller online. Good night.
Good evening, Sheldon. How
Hi.
are you, brother?
I'm quite fine, actually. You go right ahead.
Yeah. It's interesting. I was going to call about the same issue of the desecration of the flag, and you beat me to it. But I've also seen other people have registered their disgust about that, and I'm very pissed off about my French here, about this, because I think, I mean, I don't think these people are foreigners, but if they are, they should be held to account. The police should pay them a visit, and they should make a national apology for desecrating a sacred symbol. The flag, the coat of arms, and others are sacred symbols held there by us Grenadians, and I don't think anybody should mix up the two and get our flag desecrated in that way by attaching it or aligning it with a particular agenda, a particular ideology or whatever.
Well, even past that, I just think that our flag should be held in such respect that whether it's the jab or whether it's a particular agenda or whatever it is, we should always have that sort of respect for our flag.
Exactly.
No oil on the flag.
Exactly.
Nobody putting any kind of colors on the flag, that sort of thing. Respect our national flag.
Absolutely. I mean, even in the United States, you'll see they fly their pride flag, but alongside the U.S. flag. They will never put a pride flag atop the United States.
You them fellas go and look for them?
Exactly. So I'm very upset, and I demand an apology from the authorities. If it's La Luna, they're responsible, or some graphic artist up there, whoever. And the police should, or somebody in authority, I mean, we have laws in this country, should really go out there and confront them on this and have them publicly apologize and remove this offending thing on our flag. The other thing I want to say, I don't know if there has been a video in the last few weeks circulating more regionally, and it has gotten here to about some in Barbados and Trinidad in particular. The Ministry of Education is introducing some 10-point child-friendly school curriculum or something like that. And
I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah, and people in the know who have scrutinized it are saying it is a way of introducing transgender ideology and LGBT things in the schools to children. I am very concerned about that, and I pray God it doesn't reach here, but I know we are vulnerable to the bigger countries and the demands on us and things, but we are people with pride, and we should be able to stand up to this thing, because they say it is a means of stripping parents of the parental rights in terms of the children, involvement in their children's education and so. So I think this is something we need to be aware of and look at closely. But I am also because of the tendency, quote unquote, of the government to just put past things here in the dead of the night and push things on us and wake up next morning and hear this is a fait accompli. I am asking us to be on guard that something like that isn't sneaked upon us here in Grenada. I remember
because we basically hear about everybody going for the CPA, no results, and we basically hear about it a few days before the results released.
Absolutely.
Things that just happen, bam, you know.
And I think we need to pay very close attention to when, particularly the government speak, and in the particular the Prime Minister. I mean, he speaks and people just, I don't know they don't listen seemingly. Many people don't seem to. And I remember hearing him speak in the last budget presentation. Quite a lot of mention about gender equality and gender equality. And he was quick to say about women having their rightful place and all that. And I say, but in Grenada here, I mean, maybe one or two minute incidences. But women in Grenada has held every position in this country. They're in all strata of society. You find women all over. In other words, as we'll say colloquially, women rule things here. So when I hear him in the parliament saying about gender ideology and women, this, and I think it could be a veiled or thinly veiled attempt at, I don't know, I don't want to judge him, but we have to be careful. And at the independence celebration, again, he talked about embarking on a progressive agenda. People need to listen these languages when people speak, particularly when it comes from our Prime Minister.
I wonder if the churches are listening to what he's saying.
Exactly. And then I remember sometime on or before the general election, there was some advocacy group from St. Lucia. I think I saw it on Loop News, who said that they met the Prime Minister and had discussion with him in view of, having a conversation about having LGBT rights and whatever. And he gave them the assurance that, not assurance, I shouldn't say, I take that back, but he gave them a hand, but they said that it was something for the future. In other words, he'd be looking into it and he was willing to accommodate them, maybe by way of discussion. So we have to be very aware that something is not in the making with this government, because you have no idea. With money passing, last night the Canadian government gave how much thousands of dollars and all of that for whatever programs, and so we have to be very aware and do not take chances with this government, and particularly this Prime Minister, because wool could be pulled over our eyes, and we may wake up next morning and hear this has been passed, this has been introduced. So this is just my concern. But back to my original point, I'm very upset with the desecration of our flag, and I want an apology.
Of course. Same here. Thank you. Yeah, and within 72 hours, we want the apology. Nice? Yeah, within 72 hours, please. Yeah, make it quick. All right, the same Wale was quick to desecrate the flag. Be quick to apologize. And don't be too big to apologize. Yeah? It takes nothing out of an individual to apologize. Apologize, something wrong? Apologize. Yeah, that's the beginning of fixing the problem. So apologize. All right, nice. We have a caller on the WhatsApp. Hello, good night.
Hi, Mr. Scott.
Hi.
Good night, boss. How's everything, sir?
I'm quite fine. You are live. Go right ahead.
Yeah, tonight I was anticipating whether to call or whether not to call. But I say, you know what? Let me call. I don't want to be long, because I realize time is almost up. So let me just make a quick point. Now, a couple nights ago, I think it maybe last week, he was playing a song, and the person that sang that song, his name is Rashati I.
Mm-hmm.
And the song that the guy that he was playing, it talks about the Creator and what we as a people, not Grenada alone, but the world as a whole, what we as a people has done to the Lord Jesus Christ, or let me say God, in our institutions, in our schools, in our homes. We have removed the main element in our lives, out from our lives. And one of the prime example of that is in schools, because in America you have schools, they don't say the Lord's Prayer anymore. They just go by whatever they go by. And the caller that mentioned about the LGBTQ people, Sheldon, to be honest with you, this thing going to come to Grenada sooner or later, whether we like it or not. It's going to come to Grenada.
Yeah, it will.
What we as parents and guardians have to do to our children, we have to teach our children what is right and what is wrong. Because you can't be telling me that you want to institute a law in a school that you making a 5-year-old child choose whether he want to be a man or a woman. When God made that child to be a man or a woman. But here people, mankind are instituting that in schools and wanting to make it make it seem so right. And one of the things that we have to understand, and society has a big part to play with this. Society now has making things what God says wrong, they're making it to be right. And think what God says to be right, they're making it to be wrong. And that is why I love that song so much. I just play that song every single morning when I wake up, because I want it to be a reminder to people that if you don't have God in the midst, things going to be absurd. It's going to be bad. It's going to be wrong. And what the guy is saying, no, they put the creator out. They don't want his name in their mouth. They took him out from the school curriculum. No love for God in the children. And I personally believe that God has a vital part to play in our lives. And we need God more than ever right now, Sheldon. We do. Because look at our country. Our country is in a state right now. It's in a bad state. You have crime going on. You have people who are not working. They don't have a job. They don't have no income. People are frustrated. People are frustrated. And some people that say, oh, people blood close to their skin. Sheldon, right now, people blood are close to their skin right now, you know. The blood pouring out from their body right now because things are bad. You have people that walk in. Imagine you have somebody walking and that person still crying and saying things bad. What about those who don't walk in? People frustrated, Sheldon. And before you mash somebody, that person don't want to hear sorry because they're so antsy. You know, the first thing they want to do, they want to kill, they want to stab, they want to shoot, they want to do this. Sheldon, I'm telling you this. We need to go back to basic. We have to go back to the Lord. If we don't go back to the Lord, things going to be getting worse and worse and worse. We have to pray. We have to pray. And it's so sad to see. It's so sad to see that children, you know, the age is 3, age is 5, having to choose whether they want to remain to be a man or whether they want to remain to be a woman. Sheldon, have a good night, boss. It's very sad.
All right, my brother. Yes, different perspectives in relation to the thing is, I respect everybody. Yeah, your decision to be what you want to be, your decision to feel how you want to, I respect that. But I also want you to respect mine. That's my basic line here. I can respect anybody and everybody. Yeah, I don't need to hold it. My heart has space for that. There are children to love, people to love, and so on. My heart has space for that. Right? So I ain't not trying to bother with hating anybody or wishing ill will towards anybody. I always say, in my life, I don't know if it's my grandmother prayers, my mother prayers, or other people prayers. But I know every time people wish bad for me, it does end up falling back on them. I don't wish bad on anybody. I don't wish anybody to fail at what they're doing or wish bad for anybody. But at the end of the day, when people do that to me, I tend to just be there and see them, whatever they're wishing on me, sometimes worse than that does end up happening to them. I've seen it many times. Yeah, so I'm not going to change and start to hate anybody, right? But in the same way that I respect you, respect me. In the same way I respect your view, respect my view. And that's just how I think it should be. We have a call online. Good night.
Hello, good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night. How are you?
I'm okay.
All right, bro.
Sheldon, I am saddened by the fact that we as the people have already compromised our flag. Our flag that we are flying now is not the authentic Grenada flag. Our flag of independence 1974, the authentic Grenada flag, is now locked up in a vault in the museum. I've made several appeals, and I want to use your platform tonight.
I've seen it.
As the government of Grenada and the National Celebration Committee on the 50th anniversary of independence, please let the people of our nation who have never seen the authentic flag of Grenada the red, green, and gold flag with the nutmeg, with its mace. What we have today, we have a yellow, we have a yellow pod with a red dot, no mace. This is not the original flag of our country. I do not know at what time it was changed, but we need to go back to the original 1974 flag of Grenada. What we are using today is not our flag, and I'm saddened by that fact.
What what I'd say is this though. I've seen that flag. I know the state of that flag. It needs repairs. Secondly, I would say that I think one of the problems here is that we've never settled on what the actual colors are. I know the artist who designed it. I think he's no longer around, but we have to settle on what color. And you know, in when you're doing graphic design and so on, it's not just gold, or it's not just green, or it's not just blue, or whatever. There's a specific name for that particular one. We need to settle on that. We need to come to an agreement on that, because what is happening is that we have factories in China that just go online, they see yellow, red this, and they just print a 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, and they send it down. And we have factories in, I remember being called maybe about nearly 20 years ago, that there was this company in Italy that wanted to produce some Grenada flags and had reached out to me 20 years ago, you know, to find out what are the actual colors Pantone wise, and graphic artists would understand what I mean when I say Pantone. What are the Pantone colors for the Grenada national flag, because they had to print some.
Okay.
So we need
why
to...
cannot we go back to flags and symbols in Trinidad where the original flag was made? When, you see, we had a flag committee, you know, Mr. George, yes, designed flag, but he was a part of a committee that was headed by Godfrey. It was not this flag was not a one-man thing, you know.
Yeah.
That thing was a broad-based committee.
Is it true that Sir Eric...
only the artists on that committee.
Is it true that Sir Eric added the stars?
Hello?
Is it true that Sir Eric added the stars to the flag?
Yes.
Okay.
But then what I'm saying that symbols, flag and symbols in Trinidad, that's where we got the first flag came from. And I don't know, because you see, we compromise this flag so many times. And I don't know why we have not continued with our authentic flag and let people give us things free here, there, and there. You could have agreed on not without mix. Huh?
Well, here's what.
Yellow pod, where is the mist?
Let me say this to you though, and I always call you the historian. I hear the talk, and I welcome the Prime Minister's statement that we are going to be having history in schools, local history in schools. I welcome that, and it falls in line with just what you're saying. My problem there is that what is that history? If I'm speaking about, for instance, I've spoken to people about different aspects of Grenada's history. If you're speaking about Sky Red, there are hardly people around that could tell you really about Sky Red that were directly involved in it. There are hardly people around. How many of them have documented properly what took place then? How many people can document? Well, there are several books on the Grenada Revolution, but even when you're reading those, when it comes to March the 13th, there are slightly different versions from different people of what took place and who was involved. So it's like we haven't settled on this is the history, this is the official story of what happened in many instances. So what are we going to be teaching our children as local history?
Okay, Fleshland. For instance, right? Now, today teachers celebrated the anniversary, 110 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
And congratulations to them.
Okay, right. Now, Mr. A.A. Alambi, who was the founder of the Grenada Union of Teachers, was the second headmaster of the Budge Grove Government School. The Budge Grove Government School was opened in 1884 by Mr. Calendar, and Mr. Alambi came in 1802. Mr. Alambi lived in Beauregard. How many teachers in Budge Grove knew just 5 minutes from the school? That's where the founding father of the union lived. where do they know that in the back of the Adventist church in Budge Grove, there are relics of the government school, which was also destroyed by fire. During Sky Red, that and the Belmont Government School, these two schools, were destroyed by fire in 1951. You have the monuments at Latant, the March 13th. That was these Agatha Fraser, Snell Fraser, and John Duncan. I refer to them as the martyrs of the social uprising of 1951. You understand? Yesterday in Trinidad, they celebrated Butler's Day, a Grenadian who changed the social and economic status of the people in southern Trinidad. You know, the Charlie King, the Matt from Faizabad to Port of Spain, Bojeria Butler, a government, as we would say in local parlance. So, you understand, there's a lot to chew on. But
Indeed.
The flag, Sheldon, that flag, I wish that our people could see the authentic 1974 flag.
Yes, indeed.
I wish we could see that. Thank you very much.
All right, my brother. And folks, I also have a problem. You see the flag scarves? I have a problem with that. Yeah. Where people have the flag to wipe your face and to tie your head. I mean, yes, many people are doing it in the context of they're proud of their flag. So when you look, for instance, on Labor Day in the US and so, and you know it's a Grenadian section because you're seeing the flags from, and I mean it's a flag that you can't miss. It's the most beautiful, so you can't miss it. Yeah? But still, in that context, I still have a problem. Me personally, I don't know if you all have one, but I have a problem with the scarf and the fact that you're taking a flag to wipe your face or to dry up stuff. And I have a problem with that. Me personally, if you get a red, gold, and green cloth, and people know that is a representation of the Grenada national colors and thing, that's one thing. But when it's the flag, I have an issue with that. Maybe I'm too picky. Maybe I'm too choosy. Maybe that's just me. But I tend to have a problem with those things. Yeah, and I'm hearing, I just got some information there, that it seems as though Mr. Andal has resigned from the Marketing and National Importing Board. Government, Madam Press Secretary, is that so? Has Mr. Andal of Andal and Associates resigned from the Marketing and National Importing Board? I want to know. Tell me if the information I hear is correct. We have a call online. Hello.
Night, children.
Good night.
I 100% second on what you're saying. I don't appreciate that neither too. With this wiping of the face of that flag and doing all kind of thing with that flag, they should be charged for doing this thing.
Yeah, I have a problem with it.
They should be paying a fine for disrespecting the state flag.
Yeah. And it is an offense if I remember correctly. It is an offense, huh?
Yeah. It should be a fee.
Yeah.
You know, it should be a fine. 100% supporting you about that.
Okay. Thank you very much, caller. Nice.
Right.
Yeah. If I could remember correctly, it is actually an offense. All right. Yeah, to desecrate the Grenada flag. And then on some buildings, somebody was mentioning it in one of the messages here a short while ago, there are instances of some buildings that have up a Grenada flag and it beat out. You could see it wash out, it's starting to shred, and that, no, you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to get that flag down and you're supposed to properly dispose of it by burning or so. Now, you don't just take it and throw it in a dustbin. No, you're supposed to burn it. There are specific protocols that exist that speak to how we are supposed to treat with the Grenada flag. And I think it's high time that we start that. If you want to teach Grenadian history, start with things like the flag and how to respect the flag and other national emblems. Yeah? Start with that. And then we can move on to the other aspects of the history. And then again, my problem again remains, what is the actual history? If you're speaking about the invasion, some people say invasion, some people say intervention. They can't even settle on what name to call it. Yeah? So we have to understand what the history is. We have to frame it properly before we go with it in the schools. And I'm not saying don't go with it. And I'm not saying what the government is attempting to do is wrong. In no way will I say that. Yeah? I'm saying I'm just giving advice as to how should we go forward with that. And we have a call. Okay, we lost that caller. How we should go forward with that. All right? Nice. So 440-7377. And just two reminders. One, yeah? I want you all to remember to keep Miss Jacob in your prayers, yeah? Last I know, she was still at the General Hospital. No, she's not where you can go and visit her. That's as most as I will say. But she's at the General Hospital. So I can't go and visit. We can't go and visit her at the section that she is. All right? So keep her in your prayers. As well as, again, I am going back on a drive. I know there are many of you that have called previously. Many of you that have donated previously. I am looking for adult diapers and those sort of things again. Yeah, adult diapers, wipes, and other things like that. I am in search of those items again for various individuals. All right. So those of you who can, please contact me via WhatsApp. I know that there are one or two of you, including one of my good friends out there in the US, who contacted me that they have some that I can get down here. And so, yes, what has happened is I lost a lot of the messages and a lot of the contacts. Because literally, I get literally hundreds of messages on a daily basis. So sometimes I lose contacts and I can't remember who or where or what. So I want you all to contact me over the next day or so and let me know if you've got adult diapers and those sort of things that I could collect and so that we can assist some people. Because there are some people that have been contacting for those sort of things. Also, remember the donations, because as it is, and I'm getting the information here, because I didn't get an update today. Right, so she's back. Right, well, we keep her in our prayers, but she's back at the home today. Yeah, so I just got the information there because I said I wasn't up and down today to get the information as I usually get. So I was just messaged by the individual that told me that she was there, and I was able to confirm that she's back at home today. Right, so Miss Jacob is back at home, at the home. Right, so folks, we'll keep her and we keep everybody in your prayers, but say a special prayer for her as well. Right? 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on the inside. No, right. That caller fell off. 440-7377. So remember, WhatsApp, message, whatever you have to, you could WhatsApp me and get me. And so those of you that have my direct number, you could WhatsApp me on you could WhatsApp me on the studio WhatsApp. Yes, I've set it up now that I can view it at any time, so you can send those messages to me. All right? We have a caller online. Good night.
Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
Well, the man here with the flag. Talk to these go drumbeat people. I just always check when I see this man, how that flag rock from him. All walking up and down the village and it called stick.
Mm-hmm. They could use the national colors, but they shouldn't use the flag.
They had the flag all over, and yeah. I know, you cannot do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's wrong. So we have to call on the authority, those in authority, so they have to respect the flag. And the next thing, with one of the callers that speaks about this thing with turning school, we have to blame. We have to blame ourselves as parents. You have your children that dressing like men. You don't know which man or which woman in Grenada. Grenada full of homosexuals. And we can run from that, and it is after truth. I seen some things in the tongue of St. George with children. Young girls, you don't know if them is girls or they men. You understand? They're dressing like man. They're pulling out their pants, cut as if they are balls. What's going on? Parents responsible for this strange behavior, and they see how the children change. You want to tell me my daughter don't want to wear a dress, wearing pants and cutting your hair like man, and they had their lifestyle. A lot of people in society in Grenada is homosexual. Look how they say they allege, or they beat up the young man. So they say, because they say he's gay.
Well, as I said, I don't even want to get into that because unless the police say so, I ain't saying nothing in relation to it. Yeah. I heard you, but what I'm saying is me personally, I ain't even getting into it.
But a lot of people in Grenada, they can't speak to their children because them children change. Their lifestyle change. to marry to a man in Grenada. For the way we going. And you don't get in no pastor, you don't get in no priest to preach and these things on a Sunday. It's sad. It's really sad. And one of the callers said, well, people frustrated. Yes, people frustrated. I've seen that every day. People frustrated. Sometimes you bump somebody while you walk in and they want to beat you. They want to beat you. It's sad. And we don't want to speak about that in Grenada. Anytime that come up with people, they don't want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Once you train in your home, how to walk out and you can't tell them nothing. Something has to wrong in this country. Have a good night.
All right. And as I said, I'm tolerant towards all people because they're living their life, I'm living mine, right? But at the end of the day, I think that we all have to respect each other's rights, and in the same way, they should respect ours. That's all I have to say in relation to that one. I ain't going down that rabbit hole tonight, not me. We have a call online. Good night.
Sheldon.
Yes, sir.
You back in the PM about putting things in history?
No, I what I'm backing is that Grenadian history should be taught in schools. The problem I have is that what is Grenadian history? When I say that, okay, if we're speaking about, for instance, independence, right? You have about 3 or 4 different versions of what took place at independence, who wanted it, who didn't want it, what happened on Independence Day, so on. If you're speaking about Sir Eric Matthew Gary, there are one group of people would say he was an angel, another group would say something different. So what is the history you're teaching?
The thing that he's trying to, you want to put his name in history?
Oh, you want to put his name in history? You could put it in he own, but not...
The fourth year coming up Friday.
Yeah.
So that is a good thing that he's in history for Grenada. However, I want to make 2 small points.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
One is that I passed through by the Ministry of Finance today,
mm-hmm.
and I saw a security in a red jersey.
That's interesting.
Huh?
That is interesting.
Right. Well, I think if I like this, red me in the hospital to something like that. But in any case, I saw it myself because I spoke to him. Not concerning his job or anything like that, but I spoke to him. And then the other thing I want to speak about is that I hear you talking about constituency. I want to know what in yours.
In mine, South St. George, MP does plant flowers.
Oh, besides that, this is somewhere is like the botanic gardens now in Ghana.
But I will tell you, my MP does plant flowers.
Saturday in Kamahan Park.
What happened? I think there was some vendors market or some sort of thing like that took place down there. I'm not clear. I didn't get the information. I didn't get the information early enough. I pretty much saw it when I was passing there on Saturday. I was passing through.
Try and find out, and you will hear what it is. Because I heard they talk about it, Master Carl and them.
Mm-hmm.
I heard they talking about it, what happened down there on Saturday.
Okay.
About his vendor's business. So you just check it out. But I have a couple of things to say, but I wouldn't bother your brain too much.
No, man, you ain't bothering my brains, man. You're expanding my horizons.
Huh?
You're expanding my horizons. You're not bothering my brain.
Take care of yourself.
All right,
have
bro.
A good night.
All right, thank you.
Goodbye.
4407377. That is the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. And let me go back to the phone line. Hello, good night. Hello. Oh, my mistake. Hello.
October 19th, right?
Yeah, hello.
You want to make October 19th a holiday. Already October 25th is a holiday. So why making October 19th a holiday? You should make October 19th a day. Everybody should wear black. Wear black. And go and lay the wreath with silver that to lay the wreath. You don't find it right? That should be doing? Instead of having a national holiday for October 19th?
Well, I know that initially the minister
So who did the holiday for? What they're celebrating that the people
Well, I don't think that.
people on the foot for that day.
Well-
Them killers.
What I would say is that I know that initially the minister had made the statement that there would be a holiday. Then he had to retract the statement. Then he said it's a week of activities culminating on the 25th. It's a whole tie-up thing because since then we've heard nothing more on that one.
They should have it as everybody come out and wear black and moan. They make it that they are mourning.
Okay.
Go to your work as usual, do everything as usual. And back home as usual, do what you have to do. Go on your reef and do whatever as usual. Go to the church. If I go to church and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I find that should be happening, yeah.
All right.
A National Day of Prayer. You could have it on a National Day of Prayer, but you do that as usual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay then.
All right, caller. Thank you so very much. Yes, and that caller has a different view in relation to that particular issue. And what I would say is that I remember that the minister, and I think we have a caller online. Hello, good night. Hello. Hi, good night, sir.
What's up, doctor? All right?
I'm quite fine.
Now, you see, everybody is not on the same academical level, Sheldon.
Mm-hmm.
We have to open up to the world the globalist agenda, right? The globalists have an agenda in which the small islands people don't explain to the various nations. But we have to let them know because you can come to us whether you like it or not. This LBGTQIPU, whatever they call it, will come to our schools. They are already teaching the children 5 years and up about sex in school in the bigger countries. And it will reach down here too. Although we are a God-fearing nation, maybe we'll put up some resistance, but it will come anyway. This artificial intelligence, it will come to us. This CBDC, it will come to us. The people must know what is happening. And the people who are educated like you and others should enlighten the people of what is taking place a little bit by a little bit. Don't give them too much because they go choke, right? A little bit by a little bit and let them know what is going on so they can prepare for what is coming, because what is coming and we can't stop it. And I want to see the people, the educated people, the people who are teachers and leaders in this country do a little better, and to enlighten the people of a lot of things that they will never know, because it's not everybody who could read and spell some things that they see. They need to hear it from those who could read and those who could explain. So I pray that as time goes on, we're going to teach people, enlighten people a little bit about the LGBTQ and the artificial intelligence and other things, because we see something going on in our country here. It's like we have no voice. It's like the Caribbean people is laughing at us, because I wonder when I hear certain things going on, how the Caribbean people is looking at us. Because we are a government that's supposed to govern in the interest of the people. How we governing? We govern against the interest of the people. So I don't know how long we will go on with this. Right about now, I see calling for some kind of negative action, but I pray that this wouldn't happen. We will have a little patience still and let time run. But what I see going on in this country is a different governance that we used to know. The democracy is different. I don't know if it turned a republic already, but it's different to the democracy we used to know. The government used to do things in the interest of the people and let the people know what they are doing, when they will do this and when they will do that, when they have this project, initiate this project and stuff like that. But it's like information is on a need-to-know basis, and it's that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So yeah. I pray that as time goes on, we are not, as I say, not on the same level academically, but I pray that as time goes on, God will open up the hearts and minds of men and women, to those who are teachers, those who are bright people, to enlighten the Grenadian people of something that is coming to them. So when it comes, it will not take them unprepared. I thank you. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you.
Bless.
And folks, yeah, and one quick one before I go. Now, I think if we have diplomatic representation overseas, they are supposed to represent all of us. They're not supposed to represent just one political party. So when I see, and let me see if I could pull this up here. When I see an embassy and they send out something, right, so this is being sent by, and I don't know if you all could see here, the Diaspora Grenada Embassy USA.org. So the Grenada embassy out there, right? You see the coat of arms here and so on. Their nationals and friends, the embassy wishes to forward the attached invitation for the event at caption. Please note that RSVP is encouraged for refreshments. All right, and that's being sent out by the Embassy of Grenada to the United States and New Hampshire Avenue, Washington, D.C., blah, blah, blah. And we have a picture here, meet and greet the Honorable Joseph Andal there in his NDC t-shirt. Now tell me if that is right. If you're sending out an invite for Grenadians to attend an event, immediately you're saying to one category of Grenadians, you're not, number one, the thing already in mainly, yeah, they put a little piece of green here and there, but it's mainly in yellow and red already. So you're already getting the story. Then they put the minister, who is going in his capacity as minister, we assume, they place him in his NDC t-shirt. Yeah, I know they do another version and they put it out now. They've done another version because I'm pretty sure if I click on this now, like this, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get the updated version, you see? So they've changed it. But the original version was already out there. You're immediately saying to one group of Grenadians, one category of Grenadians, you are not welcome. And this is how they're operating right now. This is how they're doing things right now. Yeah? You're already saying to one category of Grenadians, we ain't all in, we think. You tell me nobody didn't understand that that would have been a mistake to put the man in an NDC t-shirt. Some people had to start to make noise for you to know to change it. Yeah? That's the kind of thing that is taking place. This is the kind of thing that's taking place. Yeah? Is he going in his capacity as a minister? Is he going in his capacity as a parliamentary representative? Is he going in his capacity as the deputy leader of the NDC? What is the capacity that he's going in? For you to place him in an NDC t-shirt. Yeah? And don't try to say, well, somebody, no, you know very well what you're doing. No mistake. We have a caller online. Good night.
Yes, sir. Me again, eh?
Yeah. Go ahead. You're live. We only have 2 minutes, so you have to make it quick. Go ahead. Hello? Hello? Oh boy, if you call back right now, you could get through because we would have roughly about 1 minute remaining. So if you call back, you could probably get through. Yeah, if you call back, no, you could get through. Yes, folks. So I'm saying, when you're doing these things, please understand that you're doing it for all Grenadians. When you go out there and you're representing, you're supposed to be doing it for all Grenadians. All right? And not just one group or one specific section of Grenadians. If you're traveling and you're traveling on party business, I could understand that. But this is an invite that came out from the embassy, the Washington embassy. Yeah? Inviting people to a meet and greet, and you put the minister in an NDC t-shirt. So nobody who's unsupportive of the NDC should attend that meeting? Is that what they're saying to us? Let me see if I could grab this call quickly. Hello?
Very good night.
Good night. Yes, sir.
Yes.
You had to make it very, very quick.
Now is that, like it or not, we'll see that Grenada come like a Saddam and Gomorrah in a while.
No, man. Grenada is still Grenada, the best place on earth to live. Nobody ain't changing my mind from that. Grenada is still the best place on earth. Yeah? Nobody. I love my country. I may dislike my government. Grenada is still the best place on earth to live. We might have the worst government. Yeah? But we are still the best country on earth just with the worst government. All right? Nice. Don't not like your country. Don't not love your country. Don't lose your love for your country because of what you perceive is happening on the political scene, etc. Governments come, governments go, Grenada remains. Love your country. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here and interacting with you. And we will be back tomorrow night. Yes, Wednesday night we will be on. I don't think we might be on 91.9, 91.5. But all the other medium, those of you on YouTube, Facebook, etc., remember we're on from 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah, we have to remember to do that every night. Well, you can't subscribe every night. Once you subscribe once, you're good to go. All right? Once you follow the page once, you're good to go. But like and share. like, and share. All right, folks? So that's all the time we have in everything you say and do. Do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. You know what? As we're coming up on the 1 year anniversary, let me just remember to, we're going to play the tune for them. Nice. Folks, I am out of here. Nice.
If the campaign didn't pass in the yard, they wouldn't have say, how me mad bad no okay to pass in the yard. You say to make it better, you need to sting me finger. Now only 1 year later, this country having heart failure. Hey, you vote, you don't vote, same damn thing. The heart or the hand, same damn thing. The change we ain't change, same damn thing. You win, you don't win, same damn thing. We love honesty, with it we must succeed. How can we grow without our basic needs? If you change your course, here could be paradise. Why strangle the hopes by trying to build on lies? If the taxman didn't pass in the yard, they wouldn't have said, oh, me more bad, Mr. Finance, no pass in the yard. We working for little money. You take it back as you give me. You entry me for CT, and now you kill me with the dead levy. We vex, we don't vex, same damn thing. We talk, we don't talk, same damn thing. We walk, we don't walk, same damn thing.